Welcome to the feature overview video for the Denon DJ Prime 4 Plus. The Prime 4 Plus is a 4-deck standalone professional DJ console with a 10-inch multi-gesture touchscreen, Wi-Fi access to top music streaming partners, independent zone output, an unparalleled creative performance and effects workflow, and an ever-expanding set of professional features, thanks to its regularly updated Engine DJ operating system. The Prime 4 Plus's multi-touch, multi-gesture screen is your interface to navigating your music library, searching and loading tracks, and viewing waveforms and other essential track data and workflow. With multiple waveform options available by holding Shift and pressing the View button, you'll be able to tailor the screen to fit your unique performance style. The fully featured 4-channel Pro DJ mixer section offers multi-assignable inputs, expressive EQ control, quick and easy to use sweep effects and filter, plus crossfader, cueing, and headphone control. The transport control section offers a familiar performance area for all DJs with play, cue, sync, and looping features in a standardized layout. The 6-inch touch capacitive jog wheels and long throw pitch faders are perfect for all DJ styles. And for creative performers, ultra-responsive performance pads offer hot cue, loop, saved loop, roll, sampler, slicer, and slicer loop modes. While performing, you can send a different song or playlist to a separate room or area with a dedicated zone output and easily handle any gig with dual microphone inputs and control. Plus, elevate your performance and manipulate your music with a bank of powerful Pro DJ effects. To get started, connect the AC cable and power up the unit. For audio playback, connect speakers to your chosen audio outputs at the rear. Raise the Prime 4 Plus's 10-inch touchscreen to the required viewing angle, securing position with the metal support. Connection to your media sources containing your music files can be via a choice of USB connection, 2 at the top of the unit, 2 at the rear, SD card insert at the top panel, or a SATA drive connected in the underside bay of the Prime 4 Plus. Now it's time to add some music. For DJs with established Serato, Rekordbox, Traktor, and Apple Music libraries, the Engine DJ desktop app is the ideal solution to saving playlists to a USB drive or SD card and playing them in standalone mode on the Prime 4 Plus. Go to enginedj.com to download the latest version of Engine DJ Desktop. Then, click the plus sign by collection to create a new playlist. Use the file folder icon to select songs saved on your computer. Then, drag them over to your newly created playlist. You can also select the Serato, Rekordbox, Traktor, and Apple Music icons to add songs, crates, or playlists from these sources. You can also import your entire collection from these sources by selecting them, right-clicking on the collection header, and then selecting Import Collection. Once your playlists are added, click on Sync Manager and select the playlist that you want to export. Then, select your USB or SD card from the drop-down in the upper right-hand corner. You may also export your playlist to your personal Dropbox folder using the same method. Once your drive is selected, click Export to Drive. Once the export is complete, eject your drive and insert it into your Prime 4 Plus. The drive will automatically connect and your playlists and tracks will be instantly available. You can also sync any hot cues, loops, and other information added while performing back to your Engine DJ desktop library by inserting your drive, opening the Sync Manager, and clicking Sync to Engine DJ. Engine Remote Library allows you to wirelessly connect to your computer as a source, giving you access to your computer's entire Engine DJ music library. This is a great way to prep tracks for performances using your hardware to quickly add cue points and loops. To connect to your computer with Engine Remote Library, make sure your computer and your DJ hardware are both connected to the same Wi-Fi network. To connect to Wi-Fi on the Prime 4 Plus, swipe down from the top of the screen to access the main menu. Here, you'll have access to a number of performance settings, media sources, Wi-Fi connectivity, internal recording, and lighting control. Select Wi-Fi and connect to your network. Next, open up Engine DJ on your computer. Make sure that you have the latest version installed. Navigate to the source menu on the Prime 4 Plus and select your computer from the list. On your computer, accept the confirmation request. Now, you'll be able to access all of your Engine DJ playlists and songs directly on the Prime 4 Plus. Any changes that you make to cue points and loops will be automatically saved to your computer's Engine DJ library. You can also utilize the built-in Wi-Fi on the Prime 4 Plus to access over 100 million tracks on Amazon Music Unlimited and other top streaming services. Once connected to Wi-Fi, tap the source icon in the upper left corner of the main screen. Here, you can select from all available streaming partners as well as any inserted USB or SD cards. In this example, we'll select Amazon Music. If this is your first time logging into Amazon Music, you'll be prompted to enter a confirmation code on a computer or mobile device. Visit the address specified on the screen, log into your Amazon account, and enter the 6-digit code. Once confirmed, the Prime 4 Plus will connect to Amazon Music Unlimited. Here, you'll have access to over 100 million CD quality tracks, including your personal playlists, charts, recommendations, and more. You can also search the entire Amazon Music Unlimited streaming database using the touchscreen's keyboard or a connected USB keyboard. Once you select a track, use one of the load buttons or press the library knob, then select the deck you want to load the song to. The song will buffer into the internal memory for uninterrupted playback. If you have a compatible USB or SD card inserted into the Prime 4 Plus, beat grid, cue, loop, and waveform data will be saved for each track along with play state status. The Prime 4 Plus features multiple dynamic effects options including sweep effects, main effects, and touch effects. Each of these effects options can be used on their own or layered with each other for ultimate creativity. The sweep effects are controlled by turning the dedicated sweep effects knob on each channel either clockwise or counterclockwise. At the 12 o'clock position, the effect is off. Effect options are selected by pressing the desired sweep effects button on the lower mixer section of the Prime 4 Plus. Sweep effects options include filter, echo, wash, and noise. Both echo and wash are post-fader effects, which means they will trail off after the volume fader is down. Echo, wash, and noise sweep effects are only available for standalone and streaming tracks. When an external source is connected to the Prime 4 Plus, the sweep effects knobs function as a high-pass, low-pass filter. The Prime 4 Plus features over 25 main effects, which can be selected from both the FX1 section and the FX2 section. These can be assigned to each channel with the assignment buttons above the gain knobs. Turn the select knob to choose an effect. To engage, press the FX on button. Depending on the effects selected, there will be additional parameter adjustments options available by turning the parameter knob. Press the param button below this knob to reset the setting to its default. The effect frequency can also be adjusted by turning the frequency knob. This applies the effect to a specific frequency range. Press the reset button to return this setting back to its default. Use the beat's left and right buttons to change the beat division for the effect. The wet-dry knob adjusts the level of the main effects in the mix. The Touch Effects feature transforms the 10-inch touchscreen to an XY controller for various effects options. To access Touch Effects, tap the Touch Effects icon on the top of the screen. Select a Touch Effects option by tapping FX Select in the lower left-hand corner. Then, choose an option from the list. The type of effect controlled by the X and Y axis will vary depending on which Touch Effects is selected. Some Touch Effects also include a resonance adjustment option that can be changed by dragging the slider on the bottom of the screen. Choose which deck to apply the effect to by tapping the deck number in the upper left-hand corner. You'll be able to see the moving waveform of the selected deck in the upper right-hand corner. To activate an effect, simply touch the screen and drag your finger around to alter the effect parameters. To latch the effect to a specific area of the touchscreen, select the Latch option. This allows you to select a specific Touch Effects combination while freeing up your hand for other performance needs. The Prime 4 Plus features 7 performance pad modes including Hot Cue, Manual Loop, Auto Loop, Roll, Sampler, Slicer, and Slicer Loop. Enable the Performance Pad option in the Layout section of the menu to activate the Performance Pad's heads-up display on the screen. This will allow you to view vital performance pad information directly on the screen, such as hot cue and sample names, as well as loop and roll beat divisions. When using the hot cue mode, press an unassigned pad to set a cue point in your track. To jump to a cue point, press a highlighted pad. To delete a cue point, hold Shift and press the pad you wish to delete. To set a manual loop, press an unassigned pad to set the loop in point. Then press the same pad again to set the loop out point. In this mode, you can jump between multiple loops by pressing each loop's assigned pad. Hold Shift and press a pad to delete the loop. In auto loop mode, press a pad to automatically create a loop. Each pad represents a different loop length. Press the pad again to disengage the loop. Auto loop and manual loop controls can also be accessed with the loop encoder and in and out buttons on each deck. Turn the encoder knob to select the auto loop length, which is visible next to the track on the title screen. To activate the auto loop, press the loop encoder knob. While the loop is active, turning this knob shortens or lengthens the loop. Press the knob again to exit the loop. While a loop is engaged, you can turn it into an active loop by first saving it by pressing an available manual loop pad, then holding the left parameter button and pressing the saved pad. This will cause the track to automatically loop when the active loop section is reached in the waveform. This is perfect for automatically creating intros and outros in songs. Holding the left parameter button and pressing the pad again will turn the loop back into a normal loop. The roll mode allows you to loop a section of a track while not altering the song's playback position. When pressing the pad, the song will loop, but upon releasing the pad, the song returns to its normal playback position. With the sampler mode, you're able to add drops, effects, and other samples to your mix with the embedded sampler. By default, the sampler is routed to the main audio output. You can change the output to a specific channel instead by accessing the Settings menu and navigating to the Mixer tab. By setting the sampler output to a channel, you'll be able to add effects and EQ to your samples, as well as have control over the volume with that channel's volume fader. When the sample output is set to the main output, you can adjust the volume using the sampler volume slider in the control center. To load a sample to a slot, select the track or sample from your music library or the preloaded sampler content library and press the Browse knob. Then, select which sampler slot you'd like to load the sample to on the touchscreen. To trigger the sample, enter the sampler pad mode by double pressing the Roll Pad Mode button and press the desired performance pad slot. The slicer mode allows you to chop up the beats of a track by jumping to or repeating a specific beat. The slicer loop mode functions the same way, but focuses on a loop section instead of the entire track. The Prime 4 Plus features lighting integration and control for Nanoleaf, Philips Hue, and DMX fixtures. Both Nanoleaf and Philips Hue function completely wirelessly. In this example, we'll connect to some Nanoleaf lights. To start, ensure that your Nanoleaf lights are plugged into power and connected to the same Wi-Fi network as your Prime 4 Plus. Then, swipe down to access lighting from the main menu, or double tap the View button. Select Basic or Advanced Controls. Then, select the type of smart lights that you want to connect to. Hold the power button on your Nanoleaf controller for 5 to 7 seconds. Once the flash sequence starts, press Pair on the screen of your Prime 4 Plus. Once the lighting is connected, you'll have access to color controls and chase sequences on the screen of the Prime 4 Plus. The lighting will follow the beat of the track you're playing. This includes both streaming tracks and songs from USB drives or SD cards. You can quickly navigate in and out of the lighting menu during your performance by double tapping the View button. To connect to DMX Lights, you'll need a SoundSwitch Micro DMX dongle or Control 1. In this example, we'll use the Micro DMX dongle. Ensure that your desired SoundSwitch project is exported to your USB or SD card and is inserted into one of the Prime 4 Plus's media slots. Connect the Micro DMX dongle to the DMX cable connected to your lights. Then, connect the other end to an available USB slot on the Prime 4 Plus. In addition to following existing SoundSwitch scripting of music in your library, you'll now have access to auto loops for streaming and saved media tracks, as well as color overrides, strobing, static looks, moving head positions, and more. That should be enough to get you started with your Denon DJ Prime 4 Plus. Remember, the full hardware user guide is available in the download section of denondj.com. To learn more about Engine DJ and the various features it brings to the Prime 4 Plus, just head over to enginedj.com for the latest information and guides.